to 7. Still 3-4 people are missing. Okay, anyhow, let's just start. Okay, probably they will join late. I don't know where they are. So you can see this path is showing down because we shut down this PC. So I just turned on this. So because enable be path monitoring. So after that, it is going to be come up. So in previous session, we discussed about the entire active passive scenario and we test everything, right? How the failover is going to happen, what is the link monitoring, what is the path monitoring, and if I want to just do the failover, what is the best practice, what is the operational command. Also, we discuss about this special thing that is inactive passive setting, what is the auto, what is shutdown mode, how the link status is going to be green, link status is going to be red, right? So anyone having any question till active passive? Anyone? Any question? Please let me know. Abhijit, you have anything or you clear 100%?
Yeah, I'm clear, sir. No problem.
Muthu, you have anything or you also clear?
I have lost trust, but not now, sir. When I'm doing the labs, I'll ask, sir.
Okay, okay. Okay. Amol, you have any question from the previous session?
No, sir.
Like active passive? All clear?
Yes, sir.
Great. Okay, so we tested and let me see the current status. I hope everything is working fine as per the previous lab. But let me test. We should have the internet connectivity. So one person is missing. Fahim. Where is he? All right. So what we are going to discuss, as I mentioned in the previous session, just 1 minute. Let me just ping one more time just for the internet connectivity. So we'll make sure everything is working fine. Then I will start. Google.com. Yeah, it's working. So we have the internet connectivity for this PC. Let me check for this also should have. So let me ping the Google global DNS. Yeah, it's working fine. So we have the entire topology intact, whatever we have done in the last class. So now guys, we have to understand about the how we configure the BGP, how we can configure the OSPF. There is a RIP as well, but it's very easy, but I don't think it is going to be useful for you all. Still, I'll explain how it is going to configure. We see how to configure the static route. Now what we have to do, today we'll enable the BGP. I created this configuration, means we created this link under the BGP, which is part of the VRF. And this half of the router part of the global routing table, right? And I just created this interface in the global, this in the VRF. This both interface on the same router, but they cannot reach each other because we separated the entire logical one single device into two devices by using the concept of the VRF. VRF is a virtual routing forwarding. So it's just demonstration process. I can use the different router as well, but I just wanted to make more complexity. So you guys have the more kind of the scenario, how we can create the cross connect, how we can create the BGP OSPF redistribution, and add the same device if this VRF and global routing is running. And I want to do the route leak, then how I can use the third device. And based on that, I can do the route leaking. So that also we have to understand. And then also we'll understand if any route is coming from the BGP, how it is going to distribute in the OSPF. If any route is coming from the OSPF, then how it is going to distribute in the BGP. Also, let's suppose I'm getting a default route from my internet. Then if I want to inject in the BGP and OSPF, then how it is going to happen. So this all we have to understand. Also, if I have the connected subnet, I want to redistribute in the BGP and OSPF, then how it is going to happen. So all scenarios are going to explore today. So let me show you what I have done in the previous session in this router. So I'll go in the R10 and here you see the configuration of this Ethernet. Show run Ethernet 0x0. 0x0, you are going to find this configuration. But if I go in 0x1, you are going to find this configuration. There is an IP-VRF forwarding, and that is under the BGP. This is under the global routing table. Okay. So if I want to ping from the global to this IP, they are the same router, but if I just ping 20.20.20.2, it is not going to ping. Similarly, if I ping from the VRF to this global routing, it is not going to ping because they have the two different routing table. So how this is going to be achievable? That required the cross connect. So let me go here, ping VRF, and if I just try to ping this global one, 30.30.30.2, we just have to give the VRF name, BGP. This is also not pingable. So how this is going to ping after creating the cross connect? So see, I just configure these two interfaces, which is connecting on the firewall 6 and 7. And on this, I define the IP address that is 30.30.1 and there 20.21. So if I go here and I just ping this point to point, that is going to ping. So if I go in my global and I try to ping 30.30.31, it should be pingable. Self is pingable and one is not pingable. Okay, interesting. Let me see. Do I enable the management interface? Let me see. Yeah, already I call the management profile, and this management profile we allow the ping. Yes, ping is allowed. So should ping. Let me try ping VRF BGP 20.20.1. So it is also not pinging. Let me see which is my active firewall. So this is suspended. This device is locally suspended. Okay, you can see because of this region, this device is not responding the ping. So this firewall is become active, the peer one. So I should change because the link is connected on this firewall. So because of this region, it's not working. So I have to just unsuspend it. So I'll make this local. So you'll see this is going to become the active device. And then after your ping is going to work. So as I mentioned in the previous session, if you're going to suspend the device, it's going to become the brainless. Brainless, it is not going to process anything. So now see the local is like active and peer is suspended. So let me so there is a loop detected. Might be some kind of the loop has been detected. So let me disable this path monitoring and shut down this PC. Wait. So I will just disable this. Okay. This could be the one region where the loop is going to be created. Just hold on. But anyhow, if I go here again and try to ping should work. You can see it start working. 30 is also going to ping. So both are start pinging. So we are good. At least we can start the BGP concept. This HA is not relevant for time being because we already tested everything. So we can avoid it. Okay. So how the BGP is going to be configured and OSPF is going to be configured. First, we'll do the OSPF configuration between these two links. So I'll configure OSPF here and OSPF here. So how we can configure the OSPF on the router? Simply go in the router configuration. Router OSPF, I can use any process ID. And I will define the network. What is my network? That's 30.30.30.30. And we just have the wildcard mask and we'll put the area 0. That's all. and do write. This is my, let me show you, show run section OSPF. So this is my OSPF configuration in router side. So how I can enable the OSPF on the firewall side? So this is going to make the OSPF neighbor safe. If you check the show IP OSPF neighbor, there is no OSPF neighbor here available. So if I go here, I'll go in the network, go in the virtual router. Okay. This is the default virtual router. And we just have to go and enable the OSPF. So when you enable the OSPF, there is two things. First, it is asking, do you want to enable? So definitely you have to enable it. Second, it is asking, do you want to reject the default route? If you click this default route rejections, so if any default route is coming in the OSPF domain, it is not going to be accept. Let's suppose you have the internet connectivity requirement from this link and you reject the default route. Default route is coming from this link. So it is not going to be installed. So better if you want to default route, then you should uncheck this. If you want to reject, then only reject this. But most of the case you require a default route, so better you uncheck it. Now it's asking router ID. Give any router ID. I'll just give the management IP address 192.168.1.226. BFD we are not going to enable. So router ID is just a unique identification of the box. Now here is the area. We configure the area 0. But how we can configure the area 0 in the Palo Alto Firewall? Just click add. And you just have to put 0 into 4 notations. Means 0.0.0.0. That's equivalent to 0. Right? Similarly, if you have any different area here, so you just have to convert into binary. And then you have to put in the 4 octet. Then it is going to take. So it's not a Cisco router. You can just give 0, it is going to take. No, you're just going to define in the IP notations. So here I have the 0.0.0. Now it is asking what area type you want to configure. So definitely I want to configure normal area, but we have the totally stub area, no service stub area. So I just want to configure normal, not NSSA stub and all. So normal. Now it is asking about the range. So range will not configure right now. We'll go and enable the OSPF on the interface. Which interface I want to enable the OSPF? Definitely 1/6. So I will just go and enable the OSPF on the interface. That's 1/6. Now you can see you have the enable and there's a passive. Passive, that means it is not going to initiate the OSPF neighborship. So you must be enable. And these are the like default timers, hello timers, right? Hello interval, date interval, count, how many it is going to send. So 1040 is going to be your timers. Hello interval is 10 and 4 timer date interval is a 40. And link type is a, like we have the Ethernet, so it's going to broadcast. So I'll click OK. This is done. So my just need area type. Range is, suppose I want to define the network range. So I can give that, but I just enable on the OSPF on the interface. So whatever the interface have the IP range, that is going to part of this OSPF negotiation. We have to configure virtual link, then we can configure the virtual link. So in this scenario, we do not require the virtual link. But if you want to do in your scenario, you can do that also. So if you have the good knowledge of the NRC, then you can easily understand what is a no service stub area, what is a virtual link, what is a stub area. So you just want to become the champion of the OSPF and BGP. So you just have to do the like NRC where the each and everything is going to be explained in very detail. But for the firewall engineer, you don't have to go at that level. You just have to do basic configuration and basic troubleshooting about the routing. So I will just click OK. Now this is my done. I'll not configure any export rule, any advanced for time being. I'll just simply click OK because I want to just make sure my OSPF neighborship is building or not. So I'll just commit this. So anything you are just doing change on the firewall, you have to make sure you're going to commit it. So I'll just see once this is going to commit, we'll see neighborship is going to build. See, automatic this OSPF neighborship has been built. You can see the syslog message. So if I run show IP OSPF neighbor, you are going to see this is the OSPF neighbor and this is the neighbor ID. which is the router ID we define on the firewall side. And if you want to see what is my OSPF neighbor here, so you just go in the more runtimes, go in the OSPF and neighbor. You see, this is my neighbor ID, which is configured on the my firewall side. So the first step we have achieved the point-to-point neighborship. Is it clear to everyone how OSPF is going to enable? This is the first task. Is it clear to everyone? Any doubt? Or is it okay? Yes, no, maybe. कुछ तो बता दो. Am I audible, guys? Hello, hello.
Yes,
sir.
you are audible, sir.
Yes, sir.
Is it clear
Okay.
or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have to build the BGP. So first step, we just build the OSPF here to here. This is the basic thing we have done. Similarly, we have to build the BGP between here to here. So my BGP is going to be configured between these two links. And then after we'll play with the redistribution process, means engineering game. So let me configure the BGP. So BGP, this interface is under the VRF. So I have to go in the VRF. So show run VRF BGP. And under, I'll just go here, router BGP. I'll take any BGPS number. Let's suppose I'm going to take this. I will take the BGP. I want to make the eBGP. So I will take 100 AS number. Here I will take the 200 AS number, or 1000 or 2000. Okay. So let me do that. So I will go here and router BGP. I'll just put 1000 and I'll click OK. Just I want to configure under the VRF. So let me see. Just give me 1 minute. Router BGP. No, it's not going to take. Okay, so 1000. And neighbor I'm going to configure is, this is my 202021. Remote is, it is going to be 2000, but it is not going to work. Just hold on. Let me router BGP 1000 address family IPv4. Yeah, VRF. And we just have to go and define the BGP. And then I'll just go and define the neighbor. So you are like getting this first time why I'm doing this all. So let me explain you first. Show run section BGP. So let me remove this one. This is fine. Let me go and router BGP, and I will just remove. This is a global routing. So I do not require in the global routing. I require in the VRF. So why I am doing this? How many you all aware about the VRF? Anyone work on the VRF? You know about the MPLS, MPBGP?
I have not worked on, but I am aware of VRF, how it works.
So probably I have taken the wrong topology if you all are not aware. So see guys, why I am just doing that? Because you understand in production environment, you are going to find such concept where routing table is going to be under the VRF and the global as well. Okay. So if you are doing anything under the VRF and you want to make the neighborship, so BGP OSPF must be configured under the VRF. So I want to configure the BGP. So that's why this, if I just configure without VRF, it's going in the global routing table. But I want to pull in the BGP under the VRF. So that's why this keyword I use, VRF BGP. So it's a pure concept of the MPBGP, which use under the MPLS, the next level thing. Okay. But if you don't know about it, just forget about it. You just think how I can configure my Palo Alto Firewall to just enable the BGP. This is the most important. Other side, how it's configured, just forget about it. But you just know basic principle how to neighbor is going to be defined, how remote AS is going to be defined, what is the iBGP, what is the eBGP. If you have that much concept, that's fair enough, right?
सर इन दोनों में फर्क क्या है सर? ये VRF और नॉर्मल BGP, ग्लोबल राउटिंग और ये
So
जैसे
देखो, what happened, Ranjan? Say if you are doing the any routing you are doing on the router, and you don't have the VRF, that all is
ओके,
going
तो
under the
ग्लोबल
global routing. Okay.
ग्लोबल राउटर को
So one single router always having the one single routing table.
ग्लोबल
That is
राउटर
the global routing. But let's suppose you want to split this router into multiple router. You want to make
ओके
it a
ओके
3 router. So how it is going to? Physically, the router is going to be same. The physically router is going to be same, but this is going to become R1, this is going to become R2, this is going to become R3. How? By using the VRF. VRF is a virtual routing forwarding. It's having a key concept where you have virtually split the routing table into 3 parts under the same router. So whatever routing you are going to do here, it will not talk to this, it will not talk to this. If you want to make them talkable, so you have to do the route link, which I am doing via the Palo Alto Firewall. Is it clear, VRF?
ये यस यस
BGP?
अगर इसमें कम्युनिकेशन, हाँ इसमें अगर कम्युनिकेशन करवाना होगा तो हमको पेलोल्टी के थ्रू ही हम करवा पाएंगे.
नहीं, you can use other device also. You can use normal router also. You can use the Juniper router also. You can use the FortiGate also. You can use the switch also. I'm just saying one use case. It's not mandatory you have to use all of Palo Alto. आपको ऐसा नहीं करना है. You can do any device for the route link. बस I'm showing from the Palo Alto point of view. Because हम Palo Alto पढ़ रहे हैं.
अच्छा, इसमें हमारा जो कॉन्सेप्ट हो गया है सर, ऐसे अगर हम एक ही राउटर को हम मतलब 3-4 पार्ट में बना लेते हैं तो इसमें हमारा VRF हो जाएगा, और ऐसे अगर सिंगली काम करता है सिंगल में तो वो ग्लोबल राउटिंग पॉलिसी में आ जाएगा.
जी
यही
जी
बोल
जी, बिल्कुल 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 सेम कॉन्सेप्ट है. But why I'm using the Palo Alto? Because we have to create the BGP neighbor via the Palo Alto. But it's not mandatory. You can use the router also to make the BGP neighbor safe. You can use the FortiGate also to make the BGP. You can use checkpoint also to make the BGP. और normal L3 switch है आपके पास, उसके थ्रू भी आप BGP बना सकते हो. It's absolutely possible. तो basically it's acting
हमारे
as
पास
a,
पेलो एल्टो है तो हम उसलिए पेलो एल्टो करते हैं.
हाँ, इसको हम बोलते हैं क्रॉस कनेक्ट, जहाँ से इसको हम राउट लिंक करते हैं. समझे? Okay, so I believe I'm just going on the very high things right now. So let me make it lower down. Okay, so that's why I generally not cover this BGP, but I want you guys should know it, right? Because I really want, being a security engineer, if you go in the productions, right? आपको वहाँ पे BGP कॉन्फ़िगर करने को मिलता है, right? आपको OSPF करने को मिलता है. So अगर आपके पास बिल्कुल, if you don't have any kind of knowledge, trust me, you're going to be a struggle. So at least if you are just going with the recording and classes, so you can just refer it to what I told, and based on that you can use your brain to just do the communication. Now in BGP we have the two type of the BGP. One is the iBGP versus eBGP. Who all know about this iBGP versus eBGP? What is the iBGP? What is the eBGP?
iBGP is which is run inside the between the BGP peers directly connected, and eBGP is for external routers, which where we exchange routes with the other.
iBGP is between the routers in the same autonomous system.
Yes.
eBGP is between the routers in the different autonomous system. We are connecting to systems.
Very nice. So guys, simple definition. Let's suppose I have the same AS number, ASN, autonomous system, here 1000 also. So they are going to form the iBGP. But let's suppose you have the 2000 here, then it's become the eBGP. Same autonomous system means within the same organization. That is a single control unit. Like you are working in the SCL, right? You're working in the 𝗵𝗹, somewhere in the BT, somewhere the Accenture, right? So if you are running something within the company, by the 𝗵𝗹 or SCL, so that's going to become your iBGP. But if you are making the peering with the 𝗵𝗹, SCL and 𝗵𝗹, so then it's become the like eBGP. or Wipro to any ISP like the Vodafone, Idea, PI is the same, like Airtel, Verizon, NTT, anything you're just going to use. They are going to build the eBGP. Is it clear?
यस सर।
So
नहीं, ये
right now,
सर ईबीजीपी मैंने कॉन्फ़िगर किया था काफी तो एक बार, तो इसमें मेरा दो एक बार लूप हो गया था।
loop हो गया.
फिर पूरा
Okay.
प्रोडक्शन में दिक्कत हो गया, पूरा पूरा हो गया।
देखो, ideally BGP have their own loop prevention method. So generally loop हो सकता है जब आप कुछ और भी गड़बड़ी करते हो तो might be you're going to make the something during the route leaking, आपने गलत route leak कर दिया तो there could be loop और उसके मतलब उसके prevention का method नहीं है आपके पास. But if you have the good knowledge of NRC, as I mentioned, CCNP NRC, so after that you are going to understand entire step-by-step process, how BGP is going to be configured, how attribute is going to be applied, and then how the route manipulation is going to happen. So you guys will become the expert. So there is a less chance to have the silly mistakes like loop and all.
CCNP NRC में VRF का concept भी clear होगा सर?
Yes, yes. CCNP NRC is a Bible for the all routing. You are going
Okay,
to learn like entire
okay, sir.
OSPF, right? Entire eIGRP, entire BGP, which cover the VRF as well. Okay, that's MPLS and also DMVPN and also
Okay.
IPv6. So इतनी चीजें तो मिनिमम आपको वहां पे सीखने को मिलेगा ही मिलेगा. So अगर इतना आप जान
You are
जाते,
taking any class for this NRC, sir?
sorry.
You are taking any class for
Yeah,
NRC?
this
Like,
CCNP NRC is going to be start by this weekend also. So right now
okay.
I'm taking some other expert who is a Cisco expert who is taking. So you guys want to join that, you can join also. CCNP NRC is starting by this Saturday, 3 p.m. to 4
Okay.
p.m. So like just demo class in the schedule. Just go and understand how it is going to happen. But if you want to learn from me as well, so I'm also going to start by very soon one batch for CCNP NRC. So it's choice with
How
you.
many hours it may be, sir? Like, it will be covered in 1 month, 2 months?
NRC, it is going to take around 40 to 50 hours. It is not going
Okay, sir.
to finish before 50 hours, or just think 50 to 60 hours. It's depend on you how like quickly you are grasping. If you have the more time to talk, discuss, it is going to take more time. But standard is
Actually,
40 to 50 as per the syllabus, but sometimes it's go beyond of that as well.
actually, my problem is that I need the classes which are scheduled after 8:30. Like, thing is that I leave my office at 6 o'clock over here, which will be 8:30 in India.
No problem. We can plan. We can plan 8:30 evening time. There is no problem as well. Okay.
Sir, okay, sir.
Okay. Let's back to the topic. Okay. Then we'll discuss
Okay,
separately.
thank you for
Okay.
that. Okay.
So now what
आपको
I'm going to do
ट्रांसफर कर
that.
लिया जाए।
Sorry.
नहीं, हम बोल रहे हैं सर उनको ट्रांसफर कर लेंगे।
इंडिया ट्रांसफर नहीं यार, he is earning good from there, so इंडिया आगे टैक्स भरना पड़ेगा ना बहुत ज्यादा. Okay, so back to the topic. So what I'm going to do that I'm just going to configure the eBGP based on these two different OS number autonomous system. So now let me show you what I have done. So if I go here again and show run section BGP, so I just done the configuration here. Now how can I do the Palo Alto Firewall? I'll go again in default router, and this time I'll go in the BGP. Now here is asking you want to enable the BGP? Yes. Again asking router ID. So I'll put the same management IP as a router ID 1.2.6, and now it is asking the AS number. So you see, most important, I configure the local AS number is 1000, remote is 2000. So this is my AS number. You should know about it. And now it is saying, do you want to reject the default route? If I just check it, so this BGP is never going to inject any default route in the BGP routing table. So I'll just disable it. Aggregate MED installed route. I need to select installed route. So route is going to come in BGP table. They are going to install in the BGP routing table. MED is like multi-exit disclaimer. This is a kind of the attribute. So if you want to just compare the MED, always compare this domestic MED or all MED you want to aggregate. So you can do that. So we not going to touch this attribute for time being. Now go in the advanced. I'm not going to touch anything in advanced also. Peer group. Here I have to define the peer. Which peer I want to make the BGP neighbor. So name, like I want to form the eBGP, and the peer would be my eBGP peer. Okay. Peer AS. What is my peer AS? That is my 1000. So I'll put here 1000. And then it is asking what is my interface on which I want to enable the BGP. So this is my 7. Okay. So I will select 7. IP, it will take this IP address. Peer IP address, 20.20.20.2. This is my peer IP address. Okay. If you have the fully qualified domain name, you can also select that. So we are just configuring this IP4. This is normal timer. And I'm not going to do any other thing. So I'll click OK. I'll click OK. This is done. We'll discuss about how the export and conditional advertisement, aggregate and redistribute is going to happen. But for time being, I want to build the BGP neighbor. Just basic thing. So I'll commit it. Once I'll commit, then probably we'll see after some time my BGP neighbors is going to be come up on this router also. So just wait.
Sir, I have one question.
Yes, please, Banerjee.
Why only MED is given there? Means there are lots of path attributes, local preference, weight, ACE number, but why only MED we need to check there?
We
Any reason?
configure another attribute also, Banerjee. This just
Okay,
for the MAD compare or aggregate, you can do that. I'll show you. You can configure other attributes also. Let me see. So now BGP has been up here. So you can run here. So BGP summary, it is not going to show anything. But if you are going to run VRF BGP summary, and you have to put either all, sorry. Sorry. So IP BGP, let me put this keyword all. Wait. Summary. See, so we have the BGP neighbor and there's no prefix is assigned. So we have the OSPF neighbor also. And we have the BGP neighbor. So it is very straightforward, right? How we can configure the neighborship. Now let's suppose I have two prefix here. I want to create one loopback on this router. Let's suppose I want to create interface loopback 200 and I want to put IP address 200, 200, 200, 200. And this I want to advertise into OSPF. Okay. Sorry. And I will configure another. No, this is my BGP. Okay. So I need to assign in the, sorry, IP VRF forwarding BGP. Okay, let me configure and let me do show run interface loopback. I will put 200. So this is my interface under 200, which I need to advertise in the BGP. Similarly, I'll create one more interface. And this is, I'm going to get 130. And this is the global routing table. So I'll put 130, 130, 130, 130, 255, 255, 255, 255. Okay. So this is also done. Now see. Show run interface, loopback 200. This is the configuration. And you check 130. This is the configuration. So one is going in the BGP under VRF, one is the global routing table. Okay. So if I want to advertise one into the OSPF, so this is going to reach to my firewall via this neighbor, because this is my 130 route going to call in the OSPF and this 200 going to call in the BGP. So how I can do it? I'll go in the router OSPF 10 and I will simply go via the network command and I'll put that 130, 130, 130. And then I'll just put 130 and I'll give the wildcard mask, just host, and I'll put area 0. Done. The moment I will do this, you see this is my new OSPF configuration. I just advertise one of the loopback under the OSPF. This is my network. So you will see in the routing table, if you go here, you see you start getting one of the route 3030. This one you can see. Sorry, 130. This one. OIA. What is OIA? That is a OSPF route. You can see here is the OSPF intra-area route. So you start receiving this route under the routing table. If you go in the OSPF and you just go in the neighbor, there is one neighbor also. But in summary, area is normal area. But if you go in the router and forwarding table also, you're going to find the same route which is coming from this neighbor. So that means whatever I advertise from that particular router under the OSPF, it will start coming in the firewall. Same thing, let's suppose you still not receiving this 200 route here. No route, but 130 route you are receiving from the OSPF. So I need to advertise this BGP configured route under the BGP. Then how is it going to happen? So let me show you. Show run 𝗲𝗹 BGP. So I will advertise this loop back under this BGP. So how can do that? I will just simply go and I will just go this address family configuration. I will just put the network command. I can advertise via the network command. So simply I will go here and put mask, and this is my mask. The moment I will do that, you will see this route also start coming on the my routing table. Wait, it will take some time, BGP is slow protocol, but this will definitely come. So we have the peer. You can see this is my peer, eBGP peer. And if you go in the routing table, after some time, you'll see the route is going to come in the routing table. See here, 200 route also start coming just from the BGP. Makes sense? So we understand how we can advertise a route in the OSPF, and then it is going to reach to Palo Alto Firewall, and how we can check in the Palo Alto Firewall. So routing, you should know, it's very important from where route is coming and what is the protocol. You can see AB. AB means, you can see A means active route and B means the BGP based route. AH means A means active route, host means directly connected interface route. Means this IP is configured on the same interface on the firewall. C means this is again connected route, that is a full subnet. So this also start coming on this particular firewall. Now, let's suppose you want to give one of the default route to this router under the global routing table and under the 𝗲𝗹. So how you can do that? Right now, this route is available in the firewall as a default route. Let me show you. Let's suppose here is one PC, two PC basically. One is connected under here. One is connected under here. This is under the 𝗲𝗹 BGP. This is under the global. He want to reach to the internet, then it is going to come via this way, via this link, via the OSPF. And if this want to come, then it is going to come via the same link, but this is going under the BGP. But we require a default route. How the default route is going to propagate from the firewall to these two different neighbors? So we have to do some sort of the configuration. So let me do that. So right now, I will go in the firewall. You can see we have the default route, which is configured as the AS, means active and static route. We configured, right? Via the statically we configure a default route. Now I need to redistribute this default route into the BGP and OSPF. So let's first redistribute in the OSPF. So I will go here in the firewall. Let me show you right now. We do not have any default route in the global routing table, which is in the OSPF. There's no default route. You can see no default route. So I will go here under default route, and first I will create the redistribution profile. Under this redistribution profile, I will define what I want to do the redistribute. You want to redistribute a static, you want to redistribute OSPF and BGP. So basically default is going to be always come under the static. So I'll put static. Most important, you have to select here redistribute. If you're just selecting a no redistribute and creating the profile, that means this route is not going to redistribute. So I'll put as a default static route. I can put any priority like 1, and then it is going to ask what is destination. So destination is 0.0.0/0, and it is going to ask what is the next hop. So next hop is 192.168.1.1. This is my next hop or default route. We know that, right? The internet gateway is 1.1.1. We have learned about it. So this is my profile I just created. Interface, I'll leave it as it is. Or you want to give, then it is going to take as a WAN interface. Okay, from there, this default route is going to be out. But let me try without interface. I believe it should be redistributed. So I'll just click it. So now my redistribution profile has been created for the default route. Now I need to go in the OSPF. I need to redistribute this route. So it is going to come to this router. Okay, there is no default route. So I'll go here again. I'll go in the OSPF. Make sure you should not check this. If you're going to check, default route is not going to install. So we configure the area authentication profile not required for time being. We just go in the export route. And in this export route, you have to make sure, because you want to allow the default route. So you have to check this default route redistribution must be allowed. If you're not going to check it and you're just going to simply redistribute, it is not going to work. So first you have to make sure you check it, then go here, and it is going to ask what you want to redistribute. So we created redistribute static. Makes sense? So I'll just call it. Now it is asking which type of the like matrix you want to attach with this route, E1, E2. By default, say E2, which having a 20 matrix. So I'll leave it. If you want to give any tag, you can give the tag as well. If you want to define any custom matrix, you can give that. But I'll just leave it. And no other information required. I'll just simply click OK. And I'll commit it. The moment I will commit, you guys will probably see this route is going to start learning on this particular router. Done. So you can see here again, and you start getting default route. Make sense? Everyone clear? Everyone clear?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay. So this is the first step. Now this route come via the OSPF. But if you check again, show IP route VRF BGP, this route is not under the BGP table. Same default route in the global routing table. So OSPF can go now on the internet by taking this route, but policy and NAT also required. We'll discuss later. Now let me inject the same default route under the BGP. So how we can do that? We have already created the redistribution profile. What we want to redistribute. So we have to call this again under the BGP. So we have to go in the BGP. Just go here in the redistribute rule. Okay. And then again you allow the redistribute. And then again you just go here and call the static. And you want to give any matrix. So who was asking for the attribute, other attribute?
Me, sir.
Yeah. So see, you have the
Yeah,
MAT,
yeah.
local preference, AS password. You can do it here, right? Community
Yeah.
you want to send, you can do the community as well. Make sense?
Yeah.
Let me do one thing. So this route tag is 1234, right? It is coming from the OSPF, right? We set the tag, but BGP doesn't have any route. So let me see if I can set some tag. So tag is not there. Tag is not there. Let me see. Tag is not there. Matrix. No tag. Okay, leave it.
Set community tag, guys.
No, community is something different. Community is something different. Community, you just have to give the extended community. So that is not tag. Okay. So I'll just click OK, leave it. I'll go OK and I'll commit. We'll see. This is also going to get the default route after some time in BGP table. Just wait for commit and then we'll see.
Sir, in GUI interface, we have that clear soft reset option there, or we need to run the command in Palo Alto for BGP and OSPF?
I'll cover. Just give me some time, okay? I'll cover this also, okay? So now you see BGP is reset and you have the default route. Make sense? So now you have the OSPF routing table default route, and also you have this BGP also. So this is clear. Everyone clear? How we can inject the default route? How did this will happen?
Yeah.
Now the third task, okay? Third task, we have this IP, we have this IP on the same router, but we are unable to ping from here to here and from here to here. So how we can make them reachable? So this is coming from the BGP, okay? And this is coming from the OSPF. So we have to do the redistribution from the BGP to OSPF and OSPF to BGP. Then they are going to communicate. So let me show you. So we have to make them reachable. So if I go here in global routing table, I want to ping 20.20.20.2. It is not pinging because this route is not available in the global routing table. And 30 route is not available here as well. So we just have to do BGP to OSPF route link and OSPF to BGP both way. So let me do that. So how can I do that? I'll just go in my default router and I will just do the redistribution profile again. What I want to do first time, this time I want to inject BGP route into OSPF. This is my first task. And second task, I want to redistribute OSPF route into BGP. This is my second task, so that they will going to talk to each other. Right now, we don't have these routes available in the both routing table. 20 doesn't have 30, 30 doesn't have 20. So let me do first BGP route into OSPF. So I have to create a redistribution profile and I want to redistribute which route? I want to redistribute. So let's suppose I want to redistribute OSPF into BGP. So I will just select the OSPF and it is just, I'll make BGP or OSPF into BGP. Okay. And I'll give this route. I'm not going to define anything, simple one thing, and it is done. So this has been created. Now click me, this is for the, I'm redistributing OSPF into BGP. So I will go again in BGP and there is a redistribution profile. I'll add one more thing. And this time I'll OSPF into BGP and I'll click OK. OK. And I'll commit. You will see that OSPF route start redistributing in the BGP. Means here. This is my routing table. And you see, you start getting this route. Make sense? Now 30 route start coming into the BGP. Clear, guys? This 30 is the global, but it start coming now. You guys understand or not? Please let me know. Hello, hello. Everyone silent.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Digest it. Easy topic you guys covered. Now it's a difficult one. So try to digest, okay? So it is my 30 route is coming into my BGP table from the OSPF. But still, if you are going to run this command, show IP route, there is no 20 route available. So we have to do the, again, reverse redistributions. So I'll go here, create a disk profile, new one. And this time I'll create for the OSPF into BGP. Okay, I'll put this one and I'll click OK. Now I'll go OSPF and here go in the export rule and I will just add, oh, I make some blunder. Wait. This is OSPF into BGP and Let's see, BGP into OSP. Just name was change. Okay. So I will go in the OSPF this time, and I will call BGP into OSPF, and I will not put any tag. I'll click. Hold on. So BGP. Oh, sorry, we just have to select this redistribute as well. I forgot to select that. Okay. So that was error. I'll go here. And now it's okay. Now let me delete. I believe I something did wrong. Let me first commit. Hold on. Let me first correct this one. OSPF into BGP. Hey, what happened? Let me revert changes. No pending changes. What's showing this error? Distribution profile. Okay, basically we called this already in the this here, so we cannot change because this is already called, right? So if I want to change, I have to remove from this BGP. So leave it. OSPF just typo was there. So let me configure again without doing anything. BGP into OSPF. It is already called, so it is not allowing to just make the changes. Now I'll go into my OSPF and export rule. I will just select this one. Okay. Now it's done. So only typo was wrong, so it was not allowing. So I have to remove from the backend, then it is going to allow. So you see here, now it's done. Now if I go here again, and you see in the VRF, we have this, but if you go here, you're also going to start learning the 20 route. Okay. What happened? Let me see. Show IP OSPF. Never, it's fine. Full BDR. So let me check why this is not redistributing. So let me go here. This is BGP. I want to distribute. So BGP route is coming.
Sir, in that BGP one, you have clicked no redistribute.
Oh, really?
No BGP profile. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, sorry. Thanks for yeah, this mistaken I selected no redistribution, and this kind of mistake might be happen for the everyone. Okay. Thank you so much, Tushar, for reminding. I appreciate it. So because of that, it was not coming. So it is going to come, definitely. So I keep talking like we have to make sure no distribution is must be there. So let me see. Now it's good. So if I go here and I check, so now we start getting 200 route as well. So, and you also start getting like 30 route is already there because it's directly connected. But what about 20? Okay. So now we are start redistributing the 200 route, and here we start receiving the my. Let me show you. 200, and here start receiving the my 130 route. But still, if you see here in this routing table, we are not getting 20 route in this OSPF and 30 into my BGP. Let me show you. So 30 we are getting, that's confirmed, but 20 not getting. Why? Because 30 we are advertising also via the BGP, but 20 we are not doing. So we have to do one thing. We have to advertise the connected route also. Means whatever the connected subnet they have, they will just have to advertise in the routing table. So they are going to get that. So I will just create one more redistribution file, and this was the connected route, whatever connected route we have, and I'll just put it here. One. So they are going to advertise my connected also. So I'll just go and I will just add here connected. But let me make sure this time I not make mistake. Yeah, this is must be redistributed. I'll need to go in the BGP. And I'll just go in the connected. So all type of the routing I have done. Means connected, static, and OSPF and BGP, everything. So loopback get advertised, my connected get advertised, my static get advertised. So this is how you can create the different kind of the redistribution profile. And based on that redistribution profile, you can call to advertise into different routing protocols. So now if I go in my routing table and if I see here, you are getting the all route. Even we are start getting this subnet, all route start getting along with the 30. And if I go in the global routing also, you can see you start getting 20, you start getting the LAN subnet, everything you start getting. So if you go in the global, and this global have the 30 IP, but if you want to ping 20, it is going to ping. But the firewall is blocking. Why it's blocking? Because we do not have the policy. So that's why the ping is not going to, but routing is fine. So further you want to make the communication, you require the policy. So how it is going to make the policy? So might be this interface under the OSPF zone. This is under the BGP zone. So you have to create the OSPF to BGP policy and BGP to OSPF policy. And if you want to make the allow to untrust, then you have to add the untrust as well. If you want to call this DMG, then you have to add DMG. If you want to go trust, then you have to create the trust policy as well. So let me do that because we require this all connectivity. So routing is fine. I'll go here and let me see. So we have the zones we created, one for the OSPF and one for the BGP security zone. So I will just go here in the policy and first OSPF to BGP. This is the one policy. And here I'll just go and configure OSPF zone. I'm not going to define the source subnet because you know that what is the use of. And I'll make the BGP allow everything action allow. So this is going to get one policy. Reverse policy required. So I will go here and BGP to OSPF. Here I'll go simply I'll select the BGP and then I'll select the OSPF. Because it's a zero trust model, so you require the policy. But let me commit. So now they are going to talk together. Means OSPF BGP is going to talk together without any problem. So let me go here and we'll see. See the ping is start working. So I'm able to reach, but if you take the trace, it is going first firewall and from firewall it is going to reach to the same router. Means your traffic is going to this way. Router, then we have the firewall. This will come here, here it is go to the here only. So you'll see the firewall interface also. So the first it is landed to this interface 30.1, then it is going to 20. 20, this is the interface it's back to this one, and then it is going to reach to this one. Now, if I go on the VRF, if I just go trace VRF BGP, and I want to trace 30 this time, 3032. So it is going via this, and it is going to land to this. So let's see. What if I want to go on the internet? So internet, there is two rules is going to required, OSPF BGP to the untrust. Right now there is a default route, but if I want to go on the internet, they will not go on the internet, because for the internet we require the policy, we require the NAT, means security policy and NAT policy, both. Routing is only there, default route is only there, but we don't have any security and NAT policy. So if I want to make them reachable, we require the security NAT policy. So this is also done. But if I just go and ping the global DNS 8.8, say it is not pingable, because we don't have any policy, NAT and security. So what I can do that, I will create one policy here. I will just club, means OSPF BGP to untrust. Untrust is our internet. I will just add zone. If any traffic coming from the, BGP zone, any is coming from the OSPF zone. If they want to go on the untrust, I need to allow. So this will be allow. Similarly, if I want to do the NAT, because without NAT it is not going to work. So I'll create the NAT zone as not NAT policy as well. So BGP OSPF to untrust NAT. So this is going to be BGP. This is the OSPF. Destination zone is going to be untrust. Interface is 1 by 1. Source address will leave any, and I'll just select the NAT type is the PAT. So definitely for the new people, we'll discuss this all because we are in the middle of session. So I'm assuming everyone have this all idea because we have done already most of the classes. So you guys will understand why I'm doing this all. So don't worry about that. So I will just commit this. After commit, probably we'll have the internet access from this PC as well. Means this router as well. Directly will go on the internet. Means any Google DNS or global DNS. So this is done. And if I go here, see my ping is start working. If I just do the trace, it will go exactly like real internet. Trace is going on the internet. So what we discussed, let me summarize what we all discussed. So guys, हमने discuss किया, we configure this two interface. One is under the OSPF, one under the BGP, and this is under the VRF. Means this is the, you think about, this is the one router and this is the another router. Okay. Here we have loopback 130. Here we have the loopback 200. So this we allow the communication on the internet. This we allow the communication on the internet. And also we allow the communication between these two routers via the firewall. We did the redistribution. What redistribution we done? We redistribute default route, BGP and OSPF. Static means not a static, connected into again BGP and OSPF. Also, we redistribute BGP into OSPF and OSPF into BGP. So these all scenario we have tested and we understand how the NAT policy going to be created, because I'm assuming we covered everything about the NAT, source NAT, destination NAT, dual NAT, U-turn NAT, and also we know why default route is going to be configured in this gateway because we have covered this also. And we also know how policy is going to be configured. So any question about this routing stuff? Any questions, guys? Or we are good?
सर हमारा यहाँ पर जो वीआरएफ और ओएसपी जो हम कॉन्फ़िगर किए हैं, तो इसमें सर हमारा एक जो लूप बैक हुआ है, 2 लूप बैक हुआ है, इसमें क्या हमारा एक लूप बैक नहीं हो सकता है?
नहीं, अगर एक लूप पे बनाएंगे तो या तो ग्लोबल में रहेगा या तो वीआरएफ में रहेगा।
अच्छा,
समझ रहे हो ना? इस जस्ट थिंक ना कि आगे से मैं इस राउटर को हटा दूंगा। आई जस्ट मैं सोचता हूँ कि थोड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हो तो मजा आएगा, लेकिन इट लुक्स लाइक मोर कंफ्यूजिंग, सो नो वरी। What I'm going to do that, just think about, let me do that right away. For the next topology, it is not going to be there, so it is not going to get that much confusion. I know you guys are not having an, like, let me stop it.
कोई दिक्कत नहीं। होगा तो फिर इसमें क्वेश्चन जनरेट होगा तो फिर आपको कुछ ना कुछ तो पता चलेगा।
हाँ, मतलब just what I'm thinking, I just think there's two router, not one router. एक नीचे है, एक ऊपर है, बस ये डिफरेंस है और कुछ नहीं है। This is the only difference we have.
सर मुझे मेरा एक क्वेश्चन है बहुत दिन से, मैं जब डेटा सेंटर में एक्सेस किया था, तो
हम्म।
इसमें मैंने देखा ये जो हम वर्चुअल राउटर क्रिएट करते हैं, तो वर्चुअल राउटर आईडी क्रिएट करते हैं, इसमें मेरा वर्चुअल एक राउटर जो डेटा सेंटर में इंस्टॉल किया हुआ था, तो ये क्या है, हम वर्चुअल जो बोलते हैं ये वर्चुअल है, तो ये क्या फिजिकली राउटर होता है या वर्चुअली इसको हम वर्चुअली बनाते हैं?
नहीं मीन्स, देखो दो कॉन्सेप्ट होते हैं। अगर आपके पास फिजिकल फायरवॉल है, राइट, सो इस फिजिकल फायरवॉल को भी आप एक फायरवॉल को मल्टीपल फायरवॉल में स्प्लिट कर सकते हो, तो उसको बोलते हैं VSYS। ठीक है, वर्चुअल सिस्टम उसको बोलते हैं, जिसको एक फायरवॉल को आप मल्टीपल फायरवॉल में, सिमिलर जैसे वीआरएफ हमने किया ना, एक राउटर को मल्टीपल राउटर में डिवाइड कर दिया। फिजिकल राउटर एक है, तो अगर आपके डेटा सेंटर में एक फायरवॉल लगी है, उसको दो फायरवॉल में बना दिया, तो वो टेक्नोलॉजी यूज होती है VSYS, तो उसको यूज करके आप
लेकिन
स्प्लिट करते हो।
वहां पर मेरा राउटर था सर, वर्चुअल राउटर लिखा हुआ था, उसमें टैगिंग दिया हुआ
अच्छा, वर्चुअल राउटर। सो
था।
वर्चुअल
हाँ
राउटर
तो
होगा,
ऐसे,
तो फिर
हाँ
बेसिकली देखो
ऐसे ही
ये
कॉन्सेप्ट है क्या, कॉन्सेप्ट क्या ही है वही?
ये वर्चुअल राउटर है, ये वर्चुअल राउटर है। वी आपके पास जैसे CSR राउटर होते हैं, 1000V, राइट,
हाँ हाँ जी जी
या
जी, 8,000 का ही था।
8000 का था ना, तो ये आपके पास CSR राउटर है वर्चुअल, जिसको हम नॉर्मल SD WAN के लिए यूज करते हैं, या फिर नॉर्मल आपके यहाँ जहाँ सर्वर होते हैं उसके अंदर इंस्टॉल करते हैं, तो इसको हम वर्चुअल राउटर ही बोलते हैं। एक्चुअली ये सर्वर के अंदर इंस्टॉल होते हैं, ये SXI और VMware के अंदर इंस्टॉल होते हैं।
सर ये VSYS कॉन्सेप्ट हमारे हमारे ट्रेनिंग में कवर होगा सर?
नहीं, एक्चुअली VSYS क्यों नहीं कर सकते, उसके लिए फिजिकल फायरवॉल हमें लेना पड़ेगा, तो मैं कैसे दिखाऊंगा आप लोग को?
जी,
उसके
तो
लिए लाइसेंस चाहिए, अब फिजिकल
एटलीस्ट
फायरवॉल में करना पड़ेगा उसको।
एटलीस्ट जो सो थियोरेटिकल कॉन्सेप्ट तो
हाँ,
बताएंगे।
थियोरेटिकली बता दूंगा, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। VSYS मैं बता दूंगा, एक स्पेशल सेशन लेके बता देंगे, हम लोग डिस्कस कर लेंगे, बट ये इसके लिए फिजिकल फायरवॉल चाहिए विथ लाइसेंस, देन ओनली वी कैन
जी।
स्प्लिट इट।
अच्छा सर, ये जो सो डिफॉल्ट कितना रहता है, जैसे जो सो सिस्को में जो सो दो कॉन्टेक्ट बना सकते हैं, वैसे पालो अल्टो में विदाउट लाइसेंस फ्री कोई रहता है?
नहीं नहीं, हमने डिस्कस किया था, मैं बताता हूँ, रुक जाओ। इट डिपेंड ऑन द मॉडल नंबर, ठीक है, मैं बता
जी।
रहा हूँ।
और
एक सेकेंड, गिव मी 1 मिनट, मैं बता रहा हूँ आप लोग को। कहाँ क्या, ये गिव मी 1 मिनट। ये जो हमारा VSYS रहता है ना, वेयर इज माय ट्रेनिंग PPT? ओके, मिल गया, एक सेकंड मुझे, देखो। ये डिपेंड करता है कि क्या मॉडल है आपका, जैसे मैं दिखाता हूँ। सपोज करो, देखो ये 220 फायरवॉल है, इसको
जी
VSYS सपोर्ट नहीं करता है, ठीक है,
ओ
तो इसका आप नहीं बना सकते आप। 800 है, राइट,
यस
सो इसके अंदर भी VSYS सपोर्ट नहीं करता, देख रहे हो आप इस
यस
वर्चुअल ऑर्डर बना सकते हो, VSYS नहीं बना सकते, हमने डिस्कस किया था। देखो, अब ये फायरवॉल है, इसके अंदर VSYS बना सकते हो अप टू 6 फायरवॉल, देख रहे हो,
ओके जी
मैक्सिमम, ठीक है ना। 6 आप इसको स्प्लिट कर सकते हो, ठीक है। जो 3200 सीरीज का फायरवॉल आपके पास है, इसको आप बना सकते हो 225 वर्चुअल राउटर इसके अंदर, जो मैं,
ओके
ठीक है। तो ये डिपेंड करता है मॉडल टू मॉडल, इसमें भी आप 225 वर्चुअल बना सकते हो। बस एक ही फायरवॉल के अंदर आप 225 वर्चुअल फायरवॉल बना सकते हैं।
Yes. Got it, sir.
Got it? So it totally depends on the hardware model. Some firewall not support.
Okay.
तो इसके लिए हार्डवेयर चाहिए और भी हार्डवेयर हाई कैपेसिटी वाला चाहिए, तो इसलिए लैब में पॉसिबल नहीं है। मैं बता दूंगा कैसे होता है, ठीक है? डोंट वरी।
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, so Tushar, Satyam, you can stay. Rest guys can drop if you want. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.